Have you ever felt like everything seems to be going fine lately, yet money just does not seem to stay? You are not being wasteful. You are not unemployed. And still, your wealth feels like it is slipping away to somewhere else. Have you ever wondered, could something inside your own home be quietly blocking your flow of luck? It might sound strange, but the truth is, many people are unknowingly bringing an item into their house without realizing that it is draining their energy and fortune day by day. No one warned them. No one taught them what to avoid. But feng shui masters, spiritual teachers, and people with strong intuition all say the same thing. There are objects that seem harmless, but once inside your home, they can shift your entire living energy. Today, I will reveal, what is that object? Why is it more dangerous than you might think? And how can you neutralize it right away, gently, without spending much, but with powerful effect? Stay with me until the end, because once you understand this, you will never look at your home or your destiny the same way again. And if what I just said gave you a little shiver inside, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with something you want to remind yourself of. For example, I am ready to clear out old energy and welcome in something new and beautiful. The house you are living in is not just a place to stay out of the sun and rain or a space to store your belongings. It is the very first and deepest energy space that affects your mood, your health, and even your destiny every single day. Every single item you choose to keep inside your home, no matter how small, gives off a specific vibration. Some items help your mind feel clear. They help you breathe more easily and sleep more peacefully. But others carry heavy negative energy, the kind that causes delays, anxiety, and money slowly slipping away, all without you even realizing it. There is one object in particular that shows up in many households. It looks completely harmless. You might even think it is beautiful, or you may have kept it because it reminds you of a memory. But in feng shui, it is a powerful symbol of endings, of stagnant energy, and of decline. And once you bring it into your home, you might start noticing things like your finances become unstable and money becomes harder to hold on to. Tension within your family starts to build up for no clear reason. Your sleep becomes restless, full of strange dreams or waking up around 3 in the morning. You feel constantly tired, mentally heavy, and quick to anger. And worst of all, opportunities come close, but always seem to slip through your fingers. This is not bad luck. It is simply that the energy of your living space is sending out a message that does not align with what you are truly wishing for. This object is the disruption point that is cutting off your energy flow. It is not just a decoration, it is a channel, a pathway for negative energy to enter every corner of your home. So if any of this sounds familiar, it may be time to take a closer look at the space around you and start with this very object. When things go wrong in life, most people immediately think of their job, relationships, or finances. Very few stop to ask, could something be off right where I live? In truth, one of the most common mistakes is not out there in the world, but right inside your own home. More specifically, it is an item, an old doll, a figurine, or a statue of a person with a sad, broken, or lifeless expression. Maybe you found it in a vintage shop, received it as a gift, or kept it for sentimental reasons. But hear this closely. In applied feng shui and spiritual practice, human-like figures, especially dolls or statues, are believed to carry a very strong energy field. The longer these items are made, displayed, or kept in your space, the more they start absorbing the energy around them. If the doll has a sorrowful face, darkened expression, messy hair, broken limbs, or is placed in a damp, dark corner, it becomes a magnet for negative energy. Some people have shared that, ever since they received a wooden doll from an old friend, they began having constant nightmares. Their bank accounts started draining over trivial expenses. Their children kept getting sick, and their marriage became tense over things that never used to matter. At first, they thought it was all a coincidence, But once the doll was removed, everything began to shift. Why does this happen? Because items shaped like humans, especially those with a direct gaze, are believed to attract spiritual energy. If they are damaged, torn, or kept in cold and stagnant conditions, they end up storing all the negative energy that should have been released. That is why many people say, "I sleep near a Buddha statue, but I keep dreaming of ghosts." The issue is not the Buddha statue itself. It is that you have placed it in the wrong location, with the wrong energy state, and without proper cleansing. Another common mistake is keeping photos or personal belongings of the deceased too close to your bed or in the main living area. Even if they were loved ones, if their energy has not been properly purified, these objects can pull your space and your luck into the past, blocking the fresh flow of abundance and vitality. Some people feel like they are trapped in memories and unable to move forward. A big part of that is living surrounded by physical objects from the past, which gives no room for new energy to enter. And if you have ever felt like you walk into your house and immediately feel drained or want to leave, guests visit once but never return, you keep working on yourself but your life stays stuck, then maybe the problem is not with you, it is with the space you live in and the things you are not ready to let go of. When an object that holds negative energy stays in your home too long, it does not just affect your emotions, it clouds your decision-making, impacts your career, your relationships, and even your health. Many people suffer from insomnia, dizziness, headaches, or anxiety with no clear medical reason. This may be why. And it all starts with one object that seems harmless, but is silently anchoring your fate. What makes the situation worse is this: the longer these items stay, the deeper they attach themselves to your living space's energy field. They do not just affect whoever is near them, they spread throughout the entire home like a wave of negative magnetic pull. You can often see the signs: houseplants dying easily, lights flickering often, pets not sleeping well, or even when your home is clean, the air still feels heavy. This is not a coincidence. It is the natural result of an imbalanced energy field. The real danger is not the object itself, but how often you live with it and how emotionally attached you are to it. That emotional bond is what keeps the negative energy tied to you, like an invisible cord that refuses to be cut. So the first step is not to throw it away right away, but to recognize the connection between the item and your own inner energy. Once you are ready to let go, that is when new energy can begin to flow in. In the next part, I will walk you through some incredibly simple yet powerfully effective ways to clear this energy using applied feng shui and spiritual cleansing rituals. Because we are not just cleaning a house, we are renewing your destiny. Once you become aware of a negative object's presence in your home, the most important step is not just removing it, but cleansing the energy it left behind. This is something that must be done with intention, with a sense of ritual, and with sincerity. Below are specific steps, broken down to make them easy for you to follow and apply. 1. Cleanse the object before deciding whether to keep or release it. If the object is something precious to you, like a photo of a loved one, a spiritual statue, or a family heirloom, and you feel you cannot part with it, then energetic cleansing is absolutely necessary. What you need: a bundle of incense, dried sage leaves, or traditional herbs such as mugwort or burnt citrus peel. How to do it: pass the smoke around the object in a clockwise direction 3 or 7 times. While doing this, silently say, "If this item once held sorrowful energy, may it now be purified. If it carried heavy memories, may they be released so a new beginning can take place." Afterwards, place the object in a clean, elevated, and well-lit spot. Avoid putting it on the ground, in dark corners, or near restrooms. 2. Release the object with proper ritual, if you choose to let it go. Never throw it in the trash like a broken item. Objects hold energy, and if not released respectfully, their energy can remain. affecting your space or lingering in your thoughts. How to do it. Wrap the item in a clean, unbroken white or red cloth. Add a pinch of sea salt, a few sage leaves, or pieces of dried orange peel, all of which help absorb old energy. Say your goodbyes silently, but clearly. Thank you for being with me. Now I return you to nature to complete your energy cycle. Then you may bury it in a quiet place with greenery. Burn it carefully if it is safe to do so. Bring it to a temple, shrine, or a sacred place where spiritual items are respectfully handled. 3. Smoke cleansing the space, clearing any lingering negative energy. This is a vital step after removing the object. Think of it as helping your home breathe again. Best time to do it, early in the morning before 7 o'clock a.m. or just before sunset, before 6 o'clock p.m. You will need a cleansing bundle made from sandalwood, mugwort, dried ginger, dried pomelo peel, or Bodhi leaves if available. Steps. Open all windows and doors to invite fresh energy. Carry the smoke around the house in a clockwise direction. Pay special attention to hidden corners, under the bed, near the altar, bathrooms, or wherever the object used to be. Important. Keep your mind calm during the process. Do not talk, complain, or let anger rise. Just breathe deeply and let your energy follow the smoke, as if you are gently touching the spirit of your home. 4. Use a salt purification bowl to absorb leftover negative energy. This is a simple yet powerful technique rooted in both folk wisdom and modern feng shui. What you need: 1 white porcelain bowl. Fill 2/3 with sea salt. Add 1 peeled garlic clove and 7 whole black peppercorns. Where to place it? Put the bowl in the exact spot where the negative object used to sit, or place 1 bowl in each corner of your home for full energetic coverage. How long to leave it? Let it sit for 7 days undisturbed. What to do after? Wrap the salt mixture and bury it in the earth or release it into a river. Never throw it down the sink or toilet. This is believed to return the energy back into your living space. 5. Invite new energy into the house. Activate prosperity and good luck. After your space has been cleansed, do not leave it empty. Energetically speaking, nature does not like a vacuum, so fill it intentionally with positive energy. Suggestions. Place feng shui plants such as snake plant, pothos, lucky bamboo, or rosemary. Position them near the front door or in your living room. Light an oil lamp or a scented candle each evening between 7 o'clock p.m. and 8 o'clock p.m. for 3 consecutive nights. Bring in fresh flowers. White or yellow ones like chrysanthemums, orchids, or lilies are ideal. Play soft music or light chanting, or hang a small wind chime. Sound vibrations help awaken and activate positive energy. 6. Speak a spiritual affirmation. Connect with the energy of the universe. Whether you believe in God, Buddha, or simply the universal energy, words from the heart hold the power to shift everything. Here is a sample affirmation you can say out loud. Today, I clear away the old. I release any energy that no longer serves me. May this home be calm, bright, and open to all good things. I welcome the energy of light, peace, prosperity, and blessings into this space from this day forward. Of course, feel free to speak in your own words. What matters most is that your intention is sincere and your message is clear. 7. Things you must absolutely avoid. To preserve the full effect of your energy cleansing, be sure not to undo the work by making these common mistakes. Do not perform rituals when you are angry, deeply sad, or overwhelmed with fear. Do not complain, vent, or release negative emotions while cleansing. Do not reuse old items unless they have been thoroughly purified. Do not turn on the television or loud music during the ritual. Do not leave the space dark afterward. Light helps guide new energy in. Remember, energy cleansing is not superstition. It is an act of mindfulness. A space that is energetically clean is like a freshly tilled field. ready for whatever you wish to plant: peace, abundance, or a new beginning. And most importantly, repetition is the key to maintaining a positive energy field. Energy clearing is not something you do once and forget. Try to renew your space at least once a month, even if it is as simple as lighting incense, playing a soft melody, or doing a mindful decluttering session. The more you live in clean, clear energy, the easier it is for the universe to send blessings your way. This is not magic, it is resonance, the natural harmony between a mindful person and a home that knows how to breathe. So if you have ever felt stuck, unlucky, or like you were living in heavy, unclear air, try following these steps seriously, just once. You may find that it is not just your home that heals, but your whole being that starts to come alive again. 8. Create an energy focal point in your home. In feng shui, there are specific areas in a home that naturally attract good energy, if activated correctly. The ancestor altar or spiritual shelf. Keep it clean with fresh flowers, clear water, and a candle or lamp always lit. Avoid placing clutter or random objects nearby. The wealth corner, the diagonal corner across from your main entrance. Place a crystal vase, a lucky plant, or a small wooden wish box here. At the start of each month, write down a blessing or affirmation and place it inside. East or southeast facing windows. Hang a metal wind chime or bell to wake up the morning sunlight and welcome vibrant energy into your space. 9. Build a spiritual routine for your space. Cleansing is not a one-time ritual. It is a conscious way of living. Each morning, open the windows and doors for at least 15 minutes to let in fresh air and light. Each week, choose one small area of the house to clean or rearrange. You do not have to do it all at once, just stay consistent. Each month, burn incense, change the water on your altar, refresh your flowers, or swap out old plants for new ones. Each year, around early spring or the full moon of the first lunar month, perform a major cleansing ritual. Give thanks for the past and invite in the new. When you care for your space as if it were your inner world, you will notice how blessings begin to return, slowly but surely. 10. Nourish your inner world. The outside energy will follow. Finally, this is the most important truth of all. Your living space is only a mirror of your inner state. No matter how many rituals you perform, how many candles you light, or how many doors you open, if your heart is still filled with fear, resentment, or worry, good energy will not stay long. So please, forgive the past. Let go of things that no longer serve you. Live with gratitude. Whether you are cleaning, praying, or placing a flower in a vase. Positive energy does not come from rituals alone. It comes from awareness. And when you bring those two together, ritual plus awareness, you are not just cleansing your space, you are cleansing yourself. And if during this process you feel something stirring, maybe an old memory surfaces, a strange sensation down your spine, or a sudden wave of emotion, do not push it away. That is the old energy waking up and getting ready to leave. Welcome that feeling. Let it pass through you. You might cry while cleaning an old box. You might shake slightly as you burn incense for the first time, or you might feel an odd stillness in your home, so quiet it feels unfamiliar. That is not something to fear. That is the moment when your space and your spirit meet. You are not just cleaning a house, you are sweeping away the invisible dust inside your mind. Believe this, the moment you begin, energy begins to move. And once energy flows again, your life will start to open up. To peace, to clarity, and to grounded new beginnings. Because a home, when cleansed both physically and spiritually, becomes the strongest refuge for the soul. There are things in your home that are still there, not because they are useful or beautiful, but simply because you have never had the courage to let them go. They might be an old box full of letters you no longer read, a gift from someone you once loved, or a keepsake from a difficult time in your life. Every time you pass by, you think you do not notice it. But in truth, those very things are what hold you back. keeping you tied to an old version of yourself, a version that should have moved on a long time ago. Feng shui is not just about directions, birth years, or choosing the right colors. The deepest feng shui is the feng shui of the heart, of what you allow to remain in your living space. A house is not just a shelter from the rain. It is where you return after every stumble. It is where your mind lays down and breathes. And if that space is filled with memories that no longer serve your present, then even in a luxurious mansion, you may feel completely stuck. I once met a woman in her 50s, living alone in a small apartment. She said she often felt sad for no reason, as if something was quietly holding her back. Her home was simple and tidy, but as soon as I walked in, I felt a heaviness in the air. Near the window, there was an old chair covered with fabric. On it, neatly folded, was a man's sweater. When I asked about it, she choked up and said, "That was my husband's sweater. He passed away 8 years ago. I never wore it. I never washed it. I just left it there." This story is not unusual, but what matters is this. That sweater, a symbol of unresolved grief, still sat there every day, like a silent ghost that never left. The air around it felt dense. And even if you do not believe in energy or the spiritual, you could still sense it. That is the energy of longing, of something unfinished, and every day living with it, your spirit must fight silently to stay balanced against a force that constantly pulls you back. This happens in millions of homes. As emotional beings, we tend to attach ourselves to objects as a way to hold on to memories. But unhealed memories, even if wrapped in a gift or framed in a photo, continue to send out a distorted signal. That signal can affect your mood, your sleep, your health, and even your ability to make decisions. You may not know why you hesitate so much, why you are quick to anger, or why nothing excites you anymore. But your living space knows, and it is telling you the story you have tried to forget. Some objects are beautiful symbols, like a painting of spring flowers, a prayer bead you hold each morning, or a thank you note placed by your bed. These are like companions. But there are also items that say nothing, do nothing, yet every time you see them, something in your chest tightens. These are not bad objects. It is just that you have changed, but their energy has not. They are frozen in that same old moment. Here's the miracle. You do not need to burn the past. You just need to place a period. Say goodbye. Create a ritual of release. That might be done through action, packing it up and giving it to someone who needs it more, or through a shift in placement, moving it out of the center of your daily life, or even just one quiet morning where you say to yourself, "Thank you, but I am ready to move on." We live in a material world, but everything physical carries symbolic weight, and it is those symbols that shape the way we experience life. A house full of old things keeps you living with old emotions. A house that welcomes sunlight and is mindfully curated brings a fresh feeling, even if nothing in it is expensive. People often ask me, is feng shui real? I do not answer with theories. I simply say, try changing one item you know is no longer right for you, and see how you feel. Transformation does not always come from the outside. Sometimes it starts when you look around and honestly ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that no longer belongs to me? And once you ask that question, life begins to shift. Because energy always responds to the silent voice inside you. Remember, even a lifeless object can carry the whispers of the past. But if you are awake enough to listen and brave enough to let go, the present will open wider than you ever imagined. Because when you clear out an item, you are really clearing out a belief. When you change how you look at a corner of your home, you are really changing your future. And when you stop clinging to what is old, everything new, love, health, abundance, finds a way to come in. Linda was a woman in her early 50s, living in a peaceful little town. On the surface, her life seemed perfectly fine. A neat, cozy home, a part-time job at the local library, and a simple, steady daily routine. But something inside Linda always felt tired, as if her spirit lacked energy. Her sleep was shallow. She often woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, gasping for air, overwhelmed by a strange sense of unease. One day, while watching a video about home energy and how space can affect your well-being, Linda decided to try something different. It was not a full makeover or big renovation, just a few changes, cleaning out the closet, dusting old bookshelves, and looking at each item in her house with fresh eyes. That is when she paused at the small wooden box on the corner of her desk. It was her late husband's box, the man who had passed away over 10 years earlier. Inside were a few old photographs, a final letter, and the tie he had worn on their wedding day. Linda had not opened the box once since he died. She left it there, untouched, yet always present. That day, for the first time in over a decade, Linda opened the box. She did not cry. She simply sat still, breathed in the moment, and softly whispered, "Thank you, but it is time for me to move on." Then, with gentle hands, she wrapped everything carefully, tied it with a ribbon, and placed the box deep in a drawer, not to forget, but to say goodbye. From that day on, her sleep began to change. The nightly awakenings became fewer. Linda started doing yoga, taking afternoon walks, and noticed the air in her home felt lighter. Nothing in the house had changed physically, but the energy was different. Linda had made a choice to decide what needed to stay and what needed to be released. It was not magic. It was simply one woman learning to heal, beginning with a small wooden box and ending with a sense of peace blooming inside her own heart. Every single item you keep in your home is quietly speaking to the universe. They tell a story about what you are ready to welcome or what you are still stuck holding on to. So when you begin to declutter your space, what you are really doing is sending a message: I am ready to change. You do not need a complex ritual, just one quiet afternoon, one honest moment with yourself, and one clear decision to keep it or to let it go. You do not need to be perfect, you just need to begin. Give yourself the chance to live in a space where every object brings peace to your soul. And if you have ever felt like something in your home just does not feel right, maybe this is the moment to begin again, from within. And if this message touched something inside you, leave a comment below. I am ready to release and invite in something new. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need this gentle light today. Because maybe, just maybe, a house that gets cleared today will become the place where a brand new life begins tomorrow.